Hello, and welcome back to a very special episode of the Commander's Force... The Commander's Force Guide to Being the Resistance. Oh, no, I really messed it up. Whatever. I'm Jay Star, joined as always by my favorite friend, Alish, who never plateaus, he only makes gains. Welcome back.
I'd like to say that was true, but really, it's not.
Oh, no. I mean, it's hard. You gotta make gains before you melt. You know?
Yeah.
Keep you in the fridge so much. I think, if I remember right, yeah, we can't get to that mission in time. We're just gonna let this time out.
Commander, my reports indicate that you are carrying an excessive stockpile of befouled seeds aboard your ship. The use of corrupted artifacts is sometimes a regrettable necessity, but they should be put to a clear and essential purpose, not coveted like trinkets.
I object to your sacrificing our hard-earned research material into the bloom. These seeds are needed to combat this threat.
Commander, complying with Kai's request may bring us favor with the Grand Masters. I could perform a rite of purification on these foul seeds and destroy them all at once.
So Grandmaster Kai is absolutely wrong here.
Oh, yeah?
Commander, your chapter's foolish
No,
notions...
Vakir's
put this
actually right.
campaign
You need
at
these
risk.
seeds.
No,
It's true.
Inquisitor. What is foolish is to ignore the demands of a Grand Master.
So I got rid of half of my seeds, because it seemed fair. I only have greens right now, and they're pretty easy to come across, so it didn't feel that bad.
It's a shame that it doesn't show you how many you have.
Yeah,
because-
yeah. Apparently I had 40.
Okay, that may have been excessive for this point in the game.
Right.
You really have... I mean, you can't really spend them on anything yet.
No. You need a couple for the research. I think maybe the game devs anticipated them being a little bit more useful and a little more immediately, and, you know, not me sandbagging the craft world over there.
Yeah, no, it's the sandbagging the craft world that's absolutely the thing.
Yeah. I'm also curious what the outcome of that event is if you sacrifice all of your seeds. It would have to be really worth it, like, to just throw out 40 seeds.
Well, if you had 40 seeds, if you didn't have that many seeds, it would be more worth it.
Well,
This is
less
like
of a
all
sacrifice.
of the seeds that you've gotten throughout the game, except for the few that you've spent.
Yeah. It's really
But
crippling.
if you had been spending them,
Yeah.
because, you know, you had the ability to spend them because you did the craft world mission, you might not have 40 seeds. You might only be like 10. And that's a lot easier to stomach.
That's fine. No, I'm just thinking of Lex Luthor and 40 cakes now. The way you keep saying 40 seeds.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Lex is a dick. Time to put together a fresh squad since the last time we went out with only 3 people. Everybody came back injured.
Iolanthus.
Just staring really hard at Devorn like,
Yeah.
I have other interceptors, right? Oh yeah, knockback hammer. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Still not as angry as the other Thule.
Who was a Ghostbusters thing, right?
No, you're thinking Zool.
Oh, okay.
Davian Thule was from Dawn of War.
Oh, okay. Gozer is definitely a Ghostbusters thing, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I could equip the Sanctic Shard and get his parry up to 70%, but it's not really worth it right now. Maybe when he has Ruthless Precision, something else, sure, but...
That is the problem with the low tier focus crystal. 20% just isn't that much. And you don't have all that much stuff that it would really benefit. Because you're
That's more of a
low level.
consideration. Yeah. Like, the parry going up 20% is kind of eh. If you had Ruthless Precision, it's a bigger deal. If you had some other auto, it would be a bigger deal.
Rapid reload.
Some war gear that gave him something more interesting than parry.
Or like a chance to inflict a debuff on hit.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that would be...
Focus works for that too.
Yeah.
I just have to warn the listeners, there's a fly, and at some point, I'm going to get it. So if you hear a loud smack, it's because it landed on my microphone.
They're just gonna make me do editing work to, like, ensure that happens.
I mean, I already make you do editing work. I can't find a mic that picks me up loudly.
Yeah, right, man. I have to boost him by, like, 10 decibels every recording. He's sitting in Discord at, like, 180% right now.
Well, look, at least you can hear me.
Yeah, loud and clear. At 180%. Man, I don't know what I was doing here. It'd have been a week or two off, like, since the last time I ran a mission. I've been sleeping terribly. I'm just making sure I'm not making any terrible mistakes.
You're just going over, making sure you knew what everybody had.
Yeah.
Make sure you weren't sending people in with non-mastercrafted stuff.
Yeah, although at this point, like, our mastercrafted choices are kind of like the pre-order DLC stuff. They're not the DLC, just the pre-order, like, 5% bonus things.
I mean, you have a few things, like you had that extra Psy Cannon.
I really want to put these enhanced auto senses to use, but like a 5% crit chance. Not great, but that's a plus 5% crit chance. You know, enemies have their own intrinsic crit vulnerability, so hey, maybe I'll get some value out of it.
3 crit damage is still a lot.
It is a... I mean, that's like double damage on a lot of shots.
Nearly.
Sure, the Shy Cannon can do 5, but distance cover, that's going to bring that 5 down to a 3.
Oh, yeah. Effectively double damage, yeah.
Lead here to the husk of this abandoned mountain fortress.
Time is against us now. The great Bloomspawn has completely gestated its seeds. It will expel them very soon.
So hey, new mission type, finally, at long last. Do you remember bomb disposable in the XCOM 2?
I was about to say, this is like the bomb defusal missions.
Yep, sure is. I
don't
think
one of
they're
these
anywhere...
missions gives you an actual time limit.
Yeah. I don't think it's on anywhere near as tight as timetable as like the XCOM 2 bomb missions used to be.
Well, no, it's starting you at 8 turns.
Yeah.
Advancing.
And we can get more. Well, XCOM 2, 8 turns was kind of usually
foes.
what they gave you on most missions. But you also usually didn't get more.
I feel like with the bomb disposal missions, you started at like 5, and you had to...
That was less. I don't know, and the nodes were farther and fewer between. It just seemed tighter.
Well, like, you started with less than 8, and then you had to run around and get in your extra turns from the different nodes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think the bomb disposal is one I'm thinking over. The XCOM 1 missions were a lot tighter, and then XCOM 2 did the psionic relay one, which I think was more smooth, just more balanced. Didn't have to rush quite as hard.
Your command.
Trying to figure out how I'm going to engage this. It's kind of an open field, and I want to go get these vents, but I also don't want to activate that patrol and the one in the middle of the map at the same time, naturally.
I think with where they are, it's going to be challenging.
Yeah. Like, I want to go get that, like, green seed pod next to the statue, but having just been made keenly aware of how many of them I have, it doesn't necessarily seem that valuable.
It's not that critical.
And it's definitely not worth activating a second patrol over it.
Moving now.
I feel certain that at the end of the turn, one of those patrols will activate.
Almost certain. We're back in cover. That one might not, but my goal is to have that one activate and then shoot it.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to move into vision, and then you'll activate, and then you'll be able to do stuff with it. Well, the other one maybe moves past, but just because that one's moving towards you, I think it's going to be close enough you're going to have to do something about it.
Well, it's very close now.
Yeah.
But as we've learned, the patrols don't cease to exist between movement origin and movement destination, so I didn't notice it.
I mean, you're not activating it because it's a wall.
Yeah.
But I suspect that in the process of fighting this one, it's going to be very difficult for you to not activate it.
Yes, probably.
Just wait.
So, Plague Marines don't particularly care about cultists. Which I
Or
guess
should they?
is fitting, yeah. Alright.
Ready to serve.
Oh, I remember. So this position I thought would be nice, because it's a nice high ground. They're down there in the trench, for lack of a better term. But
don't seem to have line of sight. Or, no, you have no cover, yeah.
I have no cover. He's got line of sight to, like, the two closest cultists, or maybe not. Or maybe no range. But, like, look at this, like, Cubert steps over here. There's no cover for my people to advance into and use against them. So I thought this was going to be a good position, and I realized it's really not. It's much better suited for the downhill
Your orders?
force going uphill into people. They will have the cover, and my side won't. There's like 2 pieces of cover up here for the people by the ruined door frame. The tiny little sandbags.
They can use the steps themselves as cover going up.
Yeah. Yeah, the cultists have the better
That's
position
your
out of
command.
this. It's worth noting that high ground isn't a thing in this game.
Yeah.
Like, there's no accuracy bonus or damage bonus for being up high.
Well, given that you seem reluctant to push down, you may not actually trigger that other...
This one will.
That is definitely a consideration on the back of my mind. Is that if these guys push forward, especially this cultist all the way over here on the right, that, yeah, right there, that line of sight, I don't really want to get into that melee and risk activating that guy. I will note that I did again mess up the order of operations.
Should have moved Vorn closer so that you could...
Get support fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
With alacrity. Praise the Emperor. Back, fiend!
Hey, remember that crit
Death
damage
is our
bonus?
creed!
Very good.
Yeah.
Order of operations is one of the other reasons why the interceptor stack is going to be maybe a little bit less easy to use than it seems.
What is your will?
I'm not entirely sure how the game handles multiple support fires. Will it blow all the support fires or only what's necessary to secure the kill? Or do you have to micromanage which interceptors are in range?
I imagine it would only to go what's necessary for the kill, because it appears, at least, to very clearly go, this guy is shooting, this guy is activating support fire, and then resolves. And I also wonder if you can get multiple support fires even on the same shot. I don't think I've actually put 2 support fire people into
Another
a mission at the
seed.
same time and tried to have them both shoot.
Yeah.
I actually probably
Target
have,
acquired.
because running 2 interceptors can be kind of common, especially when there's injuries. But I just don't remember.
Wounds inflicted.
But anyway, I got Dvorn's action economy out of those 2 support shots for 10 damage on the Chaos Marine. He's 1 skill point short, so I was checking. He was only doing 4
Yeah.
damage instead of 5. No, well.
Feels like you're sizing up, trying to decide whether or not a grenade is a good choice there.
Absolutely.
At once.
Thinking about it.
I think I was also trying to get Psionic Onslaught in there.
Unleash me.
Although, no, my Purgator has no HP.
Yeah. He already took his shots.
Definitely was trying to get the Psionic Onslaught there at the start of the turn, though. Trying to be very mindful of where they
Your
go
orders?
when the grenade
Yeah.
flings them.
Blowing them out of
Opening
cover.
fire.
Take the 1 damage, because then the grenade is going to kill him, and you don't have to
Yes. Yep. The train's a little bit not helping me here. But the other funny thing was that I'm trying to punt the middle into the plague juice.
No
And fleeing
match
him
for the
over, it seems to have
Emperor's
worked.
chosen. For the Emperor!
But he was one of the charge! I will fight from here.
That was gonna happen.
Farewell!
Just didn't have good place for my Justicar to cover from.
Alright, that was a grenadier.
Die,
Yeah.
die, die!
Grenadier was why I was okay with the Justicar being out there. Essentially 90-degree flank. Because what was the Grenadier going to do about it? But then
Standing
the
ready.
one cultist lived with 1 health. Shot him for 2 or 3 damage, and that's not great, but
Yeah, but it's only 2 damage.
yeah. Really worried about engaging this guy in melee and activating that other patrol, let me tell you.
I just noticed that the time bomb keeps making this, like, intermittent hissing sound.
Yeah.
I was looking around like, is there something in the background? Is this
Yes,
getting picked up on
Commander.
Audacity? No, it's from the game.
It's the fly. It's coming to
Aye,
you.
sir. Another one down. Moving now.
Yeah, it's a very interesting Overwatch.
Yes, Commander.
Look, even the AI would benefit from Overwatch being a 3D cone rather than a 2D plane. The objective is there, but there's a sub-objective over there on the left. shoot, what was it? What was the spy-like XCOM game? Phantom Doctrine.
Phantom Doctrine, yeah.
Yeah. You remember how they did Overwatch?
I don't.
That if you... Overwatch worked as like a cone that got narrower the farther away you were trying to Overwatch.
Okay,
and
yeah.
you would actually set a range. So if you had like a 20 tile Overwatch cone, it would be real narrow, kind of like you might imagine like a marksman rifle or something. But the more you pulled the cone back, the wider it got. And if you pulled it back far enough, it just became a 360 circle.
Sure, yeah.
For like, you know, I'm making these numbers up, but like if you only wanted 5 tiles, it would be a 360 Overwatch, 5 tiles radius.
I think the problem with giving that to the AI is that the AI would have so many possible decisions to think about. Which is the same thing whenever you have any sort of cone Overwatch, is that the AI, you have the choice of either
Unleash me.
telling the AI Overwatch directly at somebody, which I'm pretty sure is how Chaos Gate does it,
Yeah.
or, you know, you have to spend a whole bunch of CPU cycles, like, where do you think the most likely Overwatch is? You know, pick a direction and Overwatch that way. I mean, just Overwatching directly at one of your guys is probably the easiest way to make it. Like, most of the time it's going to work well enough.
Right. I don't think you need to give that system to the AI. It's just something that I might like. I mean, they really did a very limited job on Overwatch here. It's honestly not particularly great for the player, except for like being able to shoot rushing melees. And then it's great because of how it works when you get as many Overwatch shots as you AP'd. But it's very narrow and hard to use sometimes. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This Gnarl Maw, this tree is the sub-objective, and that's why we're over here. It's just saying that it'll make the bloom spawn spreader more powerful. I think when we get to the bloom spawn, it'll actually tell you why. But essentially, for every one of these things on the map, the actual mission objective gets like 5 armor and +2 damage, I think.
So, kind of like the little flowers. Where you have to destroy the pods to get rid of the
eyeballs for the breacher.
Yeah, the eyeballs.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of like that.
Yeah. Playing through Jagged Alliance 3, I sort of appreciated Overwatch in that game a lot more than in this one.
Oh, yeah?
And
I am here to serve.
That's because it gave you
Emperor
interrupts
likes
rather than
our
Overwatch, right? Or
Um,
did it change from Jagged Alliance 2?
I don't know how it worked in Jagged Alliance 2. In this, you definitely spent AP to go into Overwatch. You overwatched a cone. Depending on how much AP you had left, you would get multiple ones. But they incentivized using Overwatch a couple of ways. One of which is you got a better return on the number of shots from Overwatch in exchange for Overwatches being, you know, you can't guarantee that anybody's going to go in there.
Face me!
Sometimes got additional abilities, like got an additional shot in Overwatch from some of the perks you could get. Or maybe it was a piece of gear. And then some weapons, or like some weapon upgrades, were designed more for overwatching than others. Like if you had a rifle, you would overwatch at a very long range. But if you use like an SMG, your overwatch code was really wide and you'd get bonus shots on overwatch.
Okay, neat. Again, I tried to highlight there. Order of operations. I forgot the Apothecary has an armor-breaking melee weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Not that it matters in this case.
No, but it potentially could have.
Yeah.
Targets destroyed.
Although we did enough damage that I could just mess around and shoulder check that thing to death.
Yeah, feed the kill to the Purgator.
Yep.
Although, is that even worth experience?
Yes. You
I
are
am
off
here
of
to
it.
serve.
Not really sure how to tell if things aren't worth experience.
You don't see a number in the laurel after it dies.
Oh. I assume that was you getting willpower.
No.
Your command.
Willpower is the kind of the
My
double I,
blade
the
is
I
yours.
inside of the letter I icon.
Yeah, the icon bundle.
At once.
Yeah.
Yes, Commander. Foul.
Big flower.
Very big flower.
Prevail.
See one. Just wait.
What do we have here?
So artillery as usual, range 14, 4 damage.
Heals enemies. Yeah,
Yeah.
more blast damage and armor for each Gnarl Maw. Which you... I mean, there was only the one, right?
Correct. The more bloomy a star system is, the more snarl maws you can see on these missions.
Yeah, it's
As it goes with pretty much everything, the more bloomy it is, the more sub-objectives you get.
a good way to scale up the missions.
Yeah.
And just to make it clear, as sort of demonstrated, you can't do all the missions, so the bloom is going to increase. You can only stall for so long.
And the game gets angry if you stall for too long, actually. The last time I remember playing just for fun, I stalled a lot. And eventually I got a message that was just like, you are taking too long and the bloom is ramping up.
Run.
And what that does is, right now we get 3 missions every time there's a bloom spawn event. You know, so we get to scramble for the mission. That starts becoming 4.
Demons. Nurgle will not give up this ground so easily. Destroy that bloom spawn now.
Yeah,
How kind of late they are with that. So eventually, the star map starts spawning 4 missions at a time, and you absolutely cannot respond to all those fast enough to not have a net gain of bloom on the star map.
well, it's not just that.
Praise the
Like, you can,
Emperor.
at least with fully upgraded engines, you can often get two missions out of the 3. But that third one increasing, you eventually run into a problem where when you've fully maxed out the bloomometer, you can lose that planet,
Yeah.
and you have to do something about it, or you move the meter towards losing the game. And
Well,
eventually,
fun thing.
Have been
you can't keep up
judged.
with doing those.
You know, I really want to game the system now to find out. Because one of the solutions to the bloomometer getting a little bit too high is Exterminatus torpedoes.
Yeah, but you only have
And-
so many of those.
Get off!
That's what I'm curious about. I've never actually had the need to Exterminatus torpedo a star, so I don't actually know if there's a limit on the strategic layer of how many planets we can Exterminatus.
Well, you only get so many through your research. And I think you get one from an event.
Well, you can just manufacture them.
Well, that's what I mean. Once you manufacture them, that's the...
Foe down.
you've done that manufacturing job. You can't
Oh, okay.
repeat that, can you?
Like I said, I've never actually had
What
to
is your will?
Exterminatus something, so I actually don't know.
Fall.
I'm pretty sure you get... There's like 2 or 3 manufacturing choices where it gets more expensive each time. And then that's it. That's the limit.
Slaughtered.
You can do it like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, okay. That seems pretty pretty fitting and in line with all of the other mechanics that the game has given us.
No
Because otherwise you could
match for
solve the problem by
Emperor's
just
chosen.
exterminating everything except for like 2 or 3 planets right next to each other.
Right, which is kind of what I was envisioning. Like, just how many of these stars can I explode? You know, it reminds me of my last Stellaris campaign.
I think it might be extremely fun to like cheat engine in a whole bunch of cyclonic torpedoes and just absolutely horribly eliminate the entire solar system.
Yeah.
See how badly the game
Glory to
breaks.
Xyphos.
What's it gonna do when there aren't 3 stars left to spawn 3 bloom missions in?
Yeah. When you teleported forward, I was kind of expecting you to just kill the planet.
No match.
Yeah,
for the
you know,
Emperor's
that was kind of my
chosen.
plan. And then I realized they're all packed tightly together, and why not? This is XP.
Yeah,
Pathetic.
Greed does win. Oh, yep, they're all coming for you.
Yeah.
More prepare, gods minions.
That's an Elta.
I feel like that animation needs a sound.
Yeah.
Not just silently roaring.
Silently roaring.
Well, he's doing the, like, roaring animation,
Yeah.
like, leaning back, but there was no
Unleash
sound
me.
with it.
Well, there's a, I don't know, run them down.
Man, he said that for doing the animation.
Oh, he did, yeah. Then yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like Space Marines aren't are too good to just randomly go "Rawr!"
Is that a thing that happens in Rogue Trader?
Yeah, I was more thinking Dawn of War with
Oh,
you know,
right.
Eliphas chewing the scenery.
At your service.
Yep, I'll just claim that I remember
Chaos
that.
Lord.
Sure.
He was a more. He was in the expansion for Dawn of War 2, and he was more of a thing in the Chaos campaign in Dawn of War 1. We've heard the clip about, you know, metal boxes.
Oh, yeah.
That's from Dawn
okay.
of War 1.
Okay. With the other patrols all headed back here, the reinforcement portal
This
to the
one will
south of where we are, and the 2 Marines that teleported in out of reach. I'm just gonna kill this plant.
Yeah!
We have easily hit the point where 38 HP in 1 turn is not a challenge.
Especially when
Your command.
you don't even need to teleport in. You've got your full turn of actions.
Oh yeah, I've got 12 instead of 3. Yeah, that makes it very easy.
Victory! A battle well fought and won, Commander. We have dealt the enemy a major
So,
blow
what's the
today.
apothecary, I think, here? Yeah, see
Yeah.
the 50 there? That's the XP.
Alright. That's good to know. I
Yeah.
don't think I ever really noticed that was what that was.
All the times you see a lot of really small numbers, like cultists are like 3.
Also, that's a
Something like that.
shitload of servers for a single mission.
Yeah, it is. I can't remember if it was because we made Kai happy.
Well, because
we
you
might-
made him happy, you got additional requisition for your...
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because it was a higher bloom or a higher difficulty mission type. I don't know.
Scholar's Diligence.
I just
Eh,
think Unguents.
Unguents.
Unguents, indeed. Did anything there.
That's fair. You also need to save up your 10 requisition.
It's true. Forgot when Angry Space Grandpa's gonna be calling us next. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna sit here for a while and be like, what do I want to do with this Purgatory? Oh no. I know what I'm doing with him. He's just going for grenade pockets, clearly. Or did I want to make a stop and ask for lane for focus? No, I don't have the crit rate for that. I should just be going for pockets, yeah, and I highlight the crit chance and just say, we'll go back to that later.
I mean, Astral Aim itself doesn't require any crit chance to take advantage of it.
No, it is a very good skill, just on its own.
I think probably Astral Aim would actually have been the play there.
Really?
I mean, it's only two skill points away.
Try.
You could have just had it.
I mean, true. And if it wasn't for the Vindicare, there's a good argument for that. Also, F this guy. Just sending him home.
But arcane weapons, you could finally live the dream.
Nope. Just out of reach. Just One day I'll be able to get both of these like 2 missions in one bloom cycle.
Well, you'll eventually upgrade your engines.
That's true.
That helps.
I think that is it for today, though. Next time, we're just gonna have to sit in space and just kind of spin our engines while we wait for a bloom to spawn somewhere I can reach. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
They can't all be hard missions. Not everything is going to go wrong all the time. Where is my freezer?